help you have a better understanding of the situation. Today, we have Vice Minister Wang Zhijun of Industry and IT, who will give you a briefing on the progress in industry and IT during the 13th five-year plan period and take your questions. We also have with us today Director General Lu Shan from the MIIT, as well as the spokesperson of the MIIT, Mr. Wen Ku. First, from Vice Minister Wang. Friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to today's press briefing. And thank you and support for China's industrial and IT development. On China's progress during the 30th five-year plan period in terms of a manufacturing powerhouse and an Internet powerhouse, Minister Xiao Yaqing has published an article on People's Daily, and we have brought copies with us today for your reference. Now, I wish to give you a concise briefing. General Secretary Xi Jinping stressed that we need to build a manufacturing powerhouse, develop advanced manufacturing, and integrate the Internet, big data, and AI with the real economy. The 13th five-year plan period has been the first crucial phase in this process. Under the strong leadership of Comrade Xi Jinping and the CPC Central Committee, the MIIT has implemented the decisions made by the CPC Central Committee and the State Council, sought progress while maintaining stability, advanced supply-side structural reform, and made steady efforts to achieve our goals. We have achieved the targets during the 13th five-year plan period, and it's taken our comprehensive strength to a new level. We have further integrated the industry and industrial and IT development, and we have made steady progress in this regard. From 2016 to 2019, China's industrial output grew from 24.54 trillion to 31.71 trillion yuan, up by 5.9% annually, which is higher than the global average of 2.9%. In 2019, China's manufacturing output reached 26.9 trillion yuan, accounting for 28.1% of the world's total. For 10 years, China has been the world's largest manufacturer. The share of R&D in main revenue in manufacturing firms upon a designated size was 1.43%, which is higher than the 1.26% goal. Our system of supplies has been improving, and our traditional industries have been upgraded. From 2016 to 2019. The share of technological upgrading in industrial investment grew from 40.6% to 47.1%. Major progress has been made in cutting overcapacity. We have achieved the goal of cutting 150 million tons of steel production capacity. The energy consumption has been dropping continuously. Strategically important and new industries have been developing faster, and the share of high-tech industries and equipment manufacturing industries account for 14.4% and 32.5% of all.
大家比较熟悉的嫦娥揽月、胖虎飞天、天问启程、北斗逐网、双龙探极，还有时速350公里的复兴号动车组批量投入运营。C919大型客机的用材、平板显示基板玻璃等新材料实现了突破。京津冀、长三角、粤港澳大湾区制造业创新发展高地的龙头带动作用日益凸显。 一般制造业有序放开，高水平开放合作取得了重要进展，在全球产业链价值链中的位势明显提升。信息通信业保持了平稳较快发展态势，基础性、先导性、融合性作用不断彰显。网络基础设施进一步优化升级，互联网普及率提前超额完成规划目标。2015年，我国固定宽带家庭普及率 和移动宽带用户普及率 约为43.3%和59.4%。“十三五”纲要中，我们提出了到2020年末，固定宽带家庭普及率和移动宽带用户普及率分别达到70%和85%的目标。在去年底，固定宽带家庭普及率和移动宽带用户普及率达到了91%和96%，远超了这个“十三五”的目标。千兆光纤覆盖家庭超过8000万户，4G 用户超过12亿。5G 商用迈出坚实的步伐，目前已累计开通5G 基站69万个，连接用户超过了1.6亿。我国增值电信企业数量达到了9万家，是2015年的3倍。移动流量平均资费较2015年的下降幅度超过了95%，就是接近了一半。人民群众的获得感不断增强 ，APP 侵害用户权益的专项推进，电信普遍服务圆满完成目标任务。全国行政村通光纤和4G 比例均超过了98%，有力支撑了乡村振兴和脱贫攻坚工作。大中小企业融通发展的局面初步形成，一批具有全球竞争力的领航企业加速涌现。2020年，我国有133家企业进入财富世界500强榜单，比2016年增加了23家，跃居世界首位。福布斯发布的2019全球数字经济100强企业榜单中，我国有14家企业上榜，中国移动、阿里巴巴跻身了前10位。推动出台并落实系列惠企稳企政策，为企业纾困解难。中小企业政策体系不断完善，服务体系不断健全，有力保持市场主体稳定，对居民就业的带动作用明显。在信息通信、轨道交通、新能源汽车等领域，成长出一批创新能力强、具有国际竞争力的专精特新小巨人企业和单项冠军企业。中小企业专业化的能力明显提升，活力和竞争力不断增强。同时，工业化和信息化融合步伐加快，智能制造深入推进，一批数字化车间和智能工厂初步建成，工业互联网取得阶段性标志性成果，网络平台安全体系化推进，融合应用覆盖30余个国民经济重点行业，智能化制造、网络化协同、个性化定制、服务化延伸、数字化管理等新业态新模式快速成长壮大，数字经济蓬勃发展，电子商务和移动支付交易额均居世界首位。大数据、云计算、物联网、人工智能等广泛应用于经济社会发展，催生出了大量新业态新模式。今年以来，面对新冠肺炎疫情的巨大冲击和国内外复杂严峻的不利环境，我们坚决贯彻落实党中央决策部署，全力以赴保。
Done what we can to ensure medical supplies and have also restored resumption and restored work and production, which have helped stabilize economic performance. Made in China products not only met domestic needs but also that of global needs. In the first 3 quarters, added value of sizable firms increased by 1.2%. In the third quarter, the figure was 5.8%. In September, the figure was 6.9%. It shows a strong momentum of recovery. Now, IT development in China is an uphill battle in face of a complex domestic and international landscape, where we'll continue to rally behind the Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, continue to advance high-quality development
and build China into a country that is strong in manufacturing and cyberspace. We will continue to advance high-quality development, supply-side structural reform, and deepen reforms to shore up short links, improve business environment, and develop a modern industrial system. We will also continue to advance the dual circulation strategy, which will benefit the entire country. Thank you. Now, the floor is open. Please identify yourselves before asking questions. During the 13th five-year plan, what are the accomplishments of manufacturing, and what is your assessment? Thank you for your question. Manufacturing is critical to a country's economic growth. As we march toward a moderately prosperous society and a modern socialist country, manufacturing plays a crucial part. During the 13th five-year plan, under the leadership of CPC Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, we, working at the industrial and information front, are endeavoring to strengthen China's manufacturing prowess. There are a few phrases to highlight the progress: leading growth, growing innovation, improving structures, burgeoning businesses, and greater level of opening up. Let me share with you a few data. First, greater overall strength. From 2016 to 2019, national value added increased from 24.54 trillion to 31.71 trillion yuan, averaging 5.9% growth per year, far higher than the 2.9% global average. In 2019, value added in manufacturing industry accounted for 28.1% of the global aggregate, increasing by 1.8 percentage points than 2015, ranking first for 10 years running. Now, China is the only country that have all the categories of industries as classified by the United Nations: 41 large major industries, 207 medium-sized industries, and 666 small-sized industries. In the third quarter, we have registered 5.8% growth in the added value of sizable industries, sustaining the momentum of recovery. In 2019, R&D intensity of sizable firms reached 1.32%, increasing by 0.42 percentage points than 2015. We have built 17 manufacturing innovation centers. Apart from that, at the provincial level, we have over 100 innovation centers. These innovation centers reinforce each other. In 2020, in the Global Innovation Index by WIPO, China moved up 15 spots compared with 2015 to number 14. Third, we are improving industry structure. We are, by June this year, major manufacturing firms have greater access to R&D tools. The relevant figures is 3.8 percentage points higher than 2015. High-tech manufacturing and equipment manufacturing has accounted for 14.4% and 32.5% of all sizable firms. increasing by 2.6 percentage points and 0.7 percentage points compared with 2015. 4, we have more high-quality companies. Leading companies are gaining momentum in IT, transportation, and EV sectors. There are an increasing number of competitive firms. As I mentioned, in 2020, we have 38 companies listed in Fortune 500. The top 500 companies that have the most valuable brands, 18 of them are Chinese companies. There are 14 Chinese companies included in the 2019 global top 100 digital economy firms. 5th, greater level of opening up. We are gradually lifting ownership restrictions in automobile and aeroplanes and ships. In 2019, our Chinese industrial products are exported to over 200 countries and regions. Export of such products accounted for 71% and 21% of our total export and that of global total demand. By the end of last year, we have signed with over 30 countries industrial capacity cooperation agreements and then established over 70 offshore economic cooperation zones. Next question. Thank you. During the 13th five-year plan, lower fees and faster internet is more available to the general public. Would you please brief us the accomplishments in recent years?
Let me ask Director General Wen to take this question. Thank you for your question. Faster speed and lower cost of the internet is not only a bonus to the people, it also means a lot to boosting consumption, advancing business innovation and startups, and promoting the economic upgrading. President Xi Jinping mentioned that we need to ensure that the people have more to gain in terms of the development of the internet. In the 13th five-year plan period, we have acted on President Xi's instructions for affordable and good internet service. And let me introduce to you the major progress. First, on affordable internet connection. And second, on good connection. It means it should have fast connection. And third, inexpensive connection. First, we have enhanced the effectiveness of the internet. China is leading the world in this area. First, we have stronger internet capacity. Starting from 2015, we have continued with this work to raise speed and lower cost, and have advanced the development of high-speed broadband connection. In 2019, we put forward the program of 2G speed raising program to ensure that 5G and broadband are developing hand in hand. In the 13th five-year plan period, we have built the world's largest information communication network, and our 4G base stations account for half of the world's total. And on 5G base stations, starting from the 31st of November last year, we have built nearly 700,000 5G base stations. Second, we are ensuring good connection, and the speed has doubled the previous level. With our advanced deployment of internet infrastructure, the speed of China's internet connection is growing. The share of fiber optic user has grown from 34% to 93.6%, and the share of 4G user has grown from 7.6% to 81%. Those numbers are far higher than the global average. According to the latest numbers given by the Broadband Development Alliance, China's average download speed has grown by more than 7 times than the 2015 level. The broadband speed is now 43 Mbit per second, and mobile speed is 29 Mbit per second. Second, we have done a lot to raise speed and lower cost so that the people can have access to affordable internet connection so that they have more to gain. We have worked on enterprises to give preferential plans. We have abolished the roaming charges, and we have adopted data rollover measures, and we have also adopted tailor-made programs for low-income groups and elder citizens. And for the documented poor households, we have gave them even more preferential policies. We have also worked to use the internet to help corporate development. Over the past 5 years, we have cut internet cost by 95%, which means the current price is only a fraction of the previous level. Now we have over 1 billion internet and mobile phone users. Second, we have made the internet more accessible. Previously, users of mobile phones prefer Wi-Fi hotspots, but now cellular data is more inexpensive in a way that nobody needs Wi-Fi anymore. The download speed of broadband and mobile internet has grown by 6 times. Now we have a DOU number of 10.86G, which is 38 times of the 2015 level. Back then, the DOU number was only 287.9 M. This number is only about 2 episodes of a TV show. So this number is much larger than it previously was. All kinds of apps are now being used more extensively, and innovation is being enabled in e-commerce, mobile payment, internet plus education, health, and old age care. Third, we are promoting integrated development to enable breakthroughs in economic and social development. First is the development of new industries. Online shopping, online education, and mobile payment have changed people's lives across the board. Among the Fortune 500 companies, 4 of the 7 internet companies are from China. Second, we are now reinvigorating traditional industries. In recent years, because of the support of internet infrastructure, the real economy is integrating with information technology development. Smart labels are covering more areas. Many industries are becoming smart, including smart manufacturing, smart agriculture, and smart tourism. So those integrated development have enabled the upgrading of traditional industries, and more industries are now roaming along the information high-speed way. With the development of new industries and new technologies, China's digital development is developing with a strong momentum. In 2019, China's digital economy reached 35 trillion yuan, accounting for 36.2% of the GDP. While advancing broadband development in urban areas, we are also focusing on the coverage in rural areas and remote areas. During the 13th five-year plan period, we are advancing this work with support of central government fund, support of local coordination, and leadership role of firms. We are stepping up investment in rural areas. Over the past 5 years, we have worked to ensure that 98% of China's administrative villages in terms of fiber optic broadband and 4G connection. In rural areas and remote areas, they have better access to information technology infrastructure, agricultural, e-commerce, rural tourism, and smart manufacturing are booming, and good public resources are being spread to rural areas. People in rural areas are now enjoying a better life on the go. Going forward, we will ensure that the internet continue to improve in terms of quality and speed, while on the other hand, we will encourage telecommunication firms to continue to lower costs to meet our targets and goals, to improve their service quality and level, so that we can meet the new demand for integrated development of IT and economic and social development. Next question. Economic daily. In the 14th five-year plan period, China will build a new development paradigm with the domestic circulation as the mainstay and domestic and international circulations reinforcing each other. What major measures will the MIIT take in the next period? Thank you for your question. This is a very important question. We are living in a world of changes unseen in a century, and the COVID-19 epidemic has accelerated this new trend. In the 14th five-year plan period, China continues to be in a major period of strategic opportunities, but we also need to see that there will be profound changes in terms of the economic, science and technology, cultural, security, and political landscapes of the world. Next year will be the first year of the 14th five-year plan period. It will also be the beginning year for China's second centenary goal. MIIT agencies will continue to be guided by the Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era, act on the decisions of the CPC Central Committee and the State Council, particularly the fifth plenary session of the 19th CPC Central Committee. We will continue to seek reform and breakthroughs and win this battle in the IT, in the industrial and IT area. We will continue to be guided by the new development philosophy, advance supply-side structural reform, and implement the guideline of consolidate, enhance, upgrade, and smoothen, which guides supply-side structural reform. We will stay committed to building and manufacturing an internet powerhouse of China. We will focus on indigenous innovation, upgrade the industrial infrastructure and modernize the industrial chains, and build a host of high-quality development pilot zones for manufacturing, and foster a number of globally competitive firms and move faster toward the medium and higher levels of the value chain. We will meet people's demand for a better life with high-quality industrial products and information services to advance the new development paradigm with domestic circulation as the mainstay and domestic and international circulations reinforcing each other, so that China will be off to a good start in building a modern with a modern socialist country. Thank you. Next question. In recent years, China's digital economy has been developing faster, injecting new impetus into economic development. What has the MMIT done to advance this development?
Thank you for the question. I will share with all of you the growth of digital economy during the 13th five-year plan period under the leadership of CPC Central Committee and the State Council. We are doing a lot to advance digital economy. Digital economy have grown from 11 trillion yuan to 35.8 trillion yuan in 2019, accounting for 36.2% of GDP. There are a few things to note. We are encouraging the application of IT technology in industrial development, and we are also industrializing the digital economy. During the 13th five-year plan, we have built the largest 4G or fiber optic networks, and we are also building 5G base stations. In addition, both hardware and software equipments are critical to digital economy. During the 13th five-year plan, more people are gaining access to smartphones compared with simply the use of personal computers and laptops. Software industry has also contributed a lot to digital economy. In 2019, the industry generated revenue of 7.2 trillion yuan, increasing by 15.4% year on year. In addition, there are also a large number of solutions coming out from the growth of digital economy. We have 8 big data pilot zones and 11 big data demonstration areas of new type of industrialization. There are also 13 cities that are strong in softwares. The second part would be the application of digital technology to industrial growth, such as e-commerce and mobile payment. In manufacturing, we have made tremendous progress in a few areas. For instance, we have established over 70 platforms for industrial internet. Around 40 million sets of equipment are connected to the platform. These are examples of how we apply digital technology to industrial development. In industry, government services, and livelihood projects, we have selected 400 pilot programs. There are 2 more things. First is the improvement of the environment. We have rolled out the Big Data Industry Development Plan 2016 to 2020, and guiding opinions on the growth of big data. We have also established software academies and strengthened training programs of digital technology related professionals. We have also issued 24 items of big data national standards. These are the things that we are doing to improve the entire environment for the growth of the digital economy. Second, we are strengthening cooperation. We are working bilaterally and multilaterally with other countries to deepen cooperation on digital economy. In the 14th five-year plan, MIIT will accelerate the high-quality growth of digital economy and continue to apply IT to industrial growth. Next question. Thank you. I have two questions. The first is the 13th five-year plan have very clear instructions. What is the latest progress? The second question is, some people are still quite dissatisfied concerning the work of MIT. For instance, why MIT is building 5G base stations in their neighborhoods. So what is your response and how would you address these problems? Thank you. This is a very good question. I will ask Mr. Wen to answer your question. Thank you for your question. I have briefed you the progress of the development of information technology during the 13th five-year plan period. We have rolled out the Broadband China strategy and strategies to build China to build a strong cyberspace. We see information and telecommunication infrastructure as critical as water, electricity, and roads. Previously, we mainly focus on water, electricity, and roads. Now we are paying more attention to networks and cyberspace. On a national level, we are marshalling interagency and societal resources to develop the cyberspace. During the 13th five-year plan period, we even develop beyond our needs. From copper lines to fiber optic, from 4G to 5G, we have built a world-class and affordable telecom network so that the general public can gain access to all sorts of cyber technologies and applications in their daily life. First, we have set a very clear target and properly developed beyond our needs. From 2015 on, we have cut internet fees for 4 years running. We have run several projects to roll out more broadband in different cities. We have further improved the speed of 4G and 5G services and issued gigabit services indicators. 4G base stations have been rolled out across the country. Over 80 million users have access to gigabit fiber optic services. Second, we are strengthening our weak links and rolling out general services. From 2015 on, we have worked with other departments to establish six batches of pilot programs and rolled out 4G services to all areas, including villages, schools, and hospitals in rural areas. We also cut fees for users in rural areas during the last 5-year plan period. 98% of administrative villages have access to fiber optic and 4G services. Third, we have accelerated the deployment of IPv6. IPv6 based internet is the future. Such development is significant for us to improve internet capacity and services. In 2017, since the central government announced its plan to deploy and increase the size of IPv6, all departments in different regions are working together to upgrade IPv6 services. By September this year, the users of IPv6 addresses increased to 14.57 for 1.45 billion users from 774 million users in 2018. And LTE, the IPv6 data of LTE network is growing rapidly from 1.7% last year to 13% this year. We are also accelerating the development of gigabit speed infrastructure development, network slicing, and technological innovation in other areas. We are improving the capacity of network. Second, we are also delivering more pilot programs in terms of general services so that we will be able to deploy information technology and network to rural areas. Third, we are also thinking out of the box. We will meet the need of different industries by utilizing 5G net services and gigabit fiber optic. We will encourage IT, industry, transportation, healthcare, energy, and education to coordinate and innovate so that information technology can be applied to more places in daily lives. You mentioned a few issues. For instance, setting up base stations in neighborhoods. We've been focusing on this issue. Some people are questioning why we're doing this. I think what is important is that both sides need to communicate. Well, technically speaking, in terms of technology, we will ensure that the setup will not affect the health of the public. Our standards is aligned with that of other developed countries in the world. Second question, you mentioned difficulty in accessing the neighborhoods. We are working with other departments to address this issue so that we can resolve the problems ahead of us. The third question is, some companies indeed have difficulty in accessibility. Several of them also even made announcements. For us, I would encourage all of the companies, to communicate with the public and try to convince them, because most of them do benefit from such services. Thank you. Next question. Thank you. What are the achievements of major equipment? What are the important components?
This is indeed another question that people care about very much. Let me ask Director General Lu to answer this question. Thank you for your question. During the 13th five-year plan period, we have made a lot of progress in the development of major technical equipment. This concerns national security and national economic development. They are basic strategic products. It also represents the level and capacity of a country's manufacturing. During the 13th five-year plan period, Vice Minister Wang, as Vice Minister Wang mentioned, we have made a lot of progress. And let me share with you some of them more specifically. First, what made us feel proud of the most is a number of high-end equipment that concerns the country's development and people's lives. We have made a lot of breakthroughs. As the minister mentioned, we have the Tianwen-1 Mars probe, the Beidou 3 navigation system, which you are very familiar with. There's also the Snow Dragon programs, which I want to talk about. The Snow Dragons are China's polar research ships. They have traveled to the Arctic to carry out scientific studies. And then in the deep ocean, we have an offshore oil rig platform, the Blue Whale 1, which is the most advanced offshore oil rig platform in the world. It has successfully extracted inflammable ice. Apart from those equipments in the sky, on the ground, and in the ocean, we have also the 5-axis machine tool. As you all know, it conducts symmetric machine processing. Previously, we didn't have advanced skills in the development of components, but now we have the 15,000 ton component stretching equipment. It has reached a very advanced level globally. So those are the equipment that people feel proud of the most. In another sector, we have some globally competitive firms. We have the high-speed railway, we have the nuclear power stations, the satellites. Apart from that, let me also share with you something that is very close to our lives. During the COVID-19 outbreak, we had a lot of medical materials and PPEs exported to other countries. But there was also medical equipment being exported. For example, we had the holographic 2-meter PET-CT equipment being exported. We have also CT, MRI, and LINAC equipments exported to 110 countries in the world. So those are China's new business cards globally. We have seen that behind all the progress, there is the support of a number of globally competitive firms. For For example, the CRRC produces railway transportation equipment. The CRCHI has the tunnel boring machine, XCMG's heavy lifter, TBEA's EHV equipment. There's also Harbin Electric, Dongfang Electric, Shanghai Electric, who produce efficient and clean power generation equipment. They are becoming more competitive globally. So those suppliers of machines and systems are rising in the world. There are also other so-called little giants who have been also doing very good. So this is China's progress in major equipment manufacturing. We also believe that in the 14th five-year plan period, there will be more new business cards of Chinese firms that benefit the lives of the people and gain the recognition from the whole world. Thank you. Next question. With China Radio International, SMEs are the major driving force for the economy's development. We have adopted a number of new measures to advance SME development. What has the MIIT done in advancing SME development, and what new measures will it adopt? Thank you for your question. We need to focus on not only large firms like Huawei, China Mobile, and CRC, but also we need to focus on the very large number of MSMEs, because those firms represent the driving force for the economic growth and people's lives, for technological innovation, and for job creation. To advance SME development would be crucial to China's efforts to ensure stability in 6 areas and advance the 6 priority jobs. As we know, the State Council has a leading group on SME development. Its office is in my ministry. During the 13th five-year plan period, we have played our coordinative role as the office of the leading group to advance SME development. To sum up, we have made efforts in the following 3 areas, mostly. First is to advance the building of a system of legislative and policy support for SMEs. A good business environment is crucial, and a well-developed system of legal and policy support for SMEs also would be very crucial. Now we have a system of 1 law, 1 regulation, and 2 documents. The 1 law refers to the 2017 SME Promotion Law. The MIIT participated throughout the process of the legislation, and last year we worked with the NPC Standing Committee to conduct a law enforcement inspection for the law to promote its implementation. The 1 regulation means the recent SME payments regulation. It is a very important document meant to implement the promotion law and to protect the rights and interests of SMEs. Similar regulations can be found in other countries too. The 2 documents are the 2019 SME, the document on the healthy development of SME, and this year's document on the institutional development for support for SMEs. Those 2 documents focus not only on the realistic challenges to SMEs development, but also building long-term mechanisms for the support for SMEs. Second, we have worked for the specialized development of SMEs. The specialized development of firms, especially SMEs, represent a global trend. In China, we are advancing a tiered fostering system and promote the new and tailored development of SMEs. Here are some numbers. Now we have 27 provincial SME management agencies that have adopted methods on the new and tailored development. They include municipalities directly managed by the State Council and the Xinjiang Production and Construction Corps. Now we have 29 provincial corporate development reserves covering 60,000 firms. We have 20,000 SMEs being recognized as provincial firms for new and tailored development. And we have 248 so-called little giant firms, and now we are developing the second batch of those. Thirdly, we have kept improving the public service system for SMEs. As we know, SMEs are being in a disadvantaged position than larger firms. They need more support and service. The MIIT has built 657 public service demonstrative platforms for SMEs. We have 329 demonstrative bases for innovation and startups of SMEs. We have 3,600 provincial demonstrative platforms and 2,400 provincial demonstration bases. We are supporting 101 real economy development zones to promote the integrated development of SMEs and have encouraged 100,000 private firms to provide convenient services for SMEs. We have also entrusted third-party institutions to conduct the development environment assessment for SMEs to improve the business environment for SMEs. Going forward, we will continue to work actively with other partners in the State Council Leading Group on SME development to enhance coordination, enforce strengthen implementation, to advance the upgrading and high-quality development of SMEs. Thank you. Last question. In recent years, the faster development of industrial internet has advanced economic growth. In going forward, what will MIIT do to advance industrial internet? This is a very important question. I wish to ask Director General Wen to take this question. Thank you for your questions. The State Council has introduced a document on Internet plus advanced manufacturing industrial internet development. We are now providing highly reliable internet covering 300 cities, serving 180,000 firms. We are now working with telecommunication firms and industrial firms to conduct over 800 firms. We are now making breakthroughs in the system of indicator analyzing, and we are building the 5 major national hubs in Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Wuhan, and Chongqing. We are operating 75 secondary hubs and 70 platforms. The integrated application cover over 30 major industries, and we are ensuring the burgeoning development of smart manufacturing, internet integration, customed production, service extension, and digital management. Industrial internet is now having a volume of 3 trillion yuan. And this industrial ecology is expanding. We have 1,700 members of the Industrial Internet Alliance, and we are enhancing relevant cooperation on technology, standard, R&D, and application. This is having a stronger underpinning for digital transformation and real economy development. Going forward, the MIIT will continue to be guided by the Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era, adopt the decisions made by the CPC Central Committee and State Council, stay strategically focused, strengthen coordination, and focus on efforts in 4 areas. First is to strengthen the building of the 3 systems. We need to build high-quality industrial internet network. We will be guided by the 512 project of 5G plus industrial internet and advance the network building of firms. We will build the indicator and analysis system and deepen the application of indicator analysis. We will improve the development of internet platforms and build more big data centers. Second, we will deepen integration and innovation. We will advance the development of demonstrative bases and platforms of industrial internet and build new business models of smart manufacturing, internet integration, tailored production, service extension, and digital management to promote the digital transformation of firms. Third, we will hone the skills for the industrial basis. We will use industrial internet development as a tool to advance the development and application of 5G, blockchain, AI, and other new ICT to expand the scale of the industries and raise the level of the industrial capacity and the industrial chains. Fourth is to build a better environment. We will deepen government function reform, improve the development environment, strengthen standard building, and promote the integration of industry and education. We will guide the orderly and open sharing of industrial internet big data. Thank you. Thank you, Vice Minister Wang and our friends from the media. This is the end of today's State Council press briefing. Thank you.